prepare to enter the world of the surreal and the bizarre.
We've met before, haven't we?
I don't think so.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 David Lynch movies.
Mary usually does the carving, but maybe tonight you'll do it, Henry.
Although his artistic contribution is vast, for this list, we're focusing on David Lynch's feature-length celluloid nightmares. And since he's only directed 10 feature-length films to this point, this list won't feature any honorable mentions. Number 10, Dune.
The planet Dune, also known as Arrakis.
Starting at the bottom of our list is the David Lynch film based on the classic Frank Herbert sci-fi novel.
It is by will alone I set my mind in motion. It is by the juice of Safu that thoughts acquire speed, the lips acquire stains, stains become a warning. It is by will alone I set my mind in motion.
This epic saga about a man prophesied to be a supreme being that'll save the people of Dune was meant to be the director's big break in Hollywood.
I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer.
With a brilliant international cast, stunning visuals, and a very 80s soundtrack by Toto, Dune has since gained a respectable cult following, but it initially bombed at the box office.
But sire, we can't leave all this spice.
Damn the spice! Get out of there!
Although it's gone through several cuts, the action flick is still praised for its special effects, costume, and sound design.
Some thoughts have a certain sound, that being the equivalent to a form.
Number 9, Twin Peaks: Fire Walk with Me. Following the immense success of his TV show Twin Peaks, a murder mystery that left too many questions unanswered, Lynch decided to revisit the creepy fictional town for this prequel/sequel.
I want all my garmentos here.
Much of the original TV cast returned, as well as a couple of new faces, to try to explain what happened to Laura Palmer before her murder.
He says he wants to be me or he'll kill me.
Without the restrictions of the small screen, Lynch was able to turn up the insanity and violence to 11. Booed at its premiere at Cannes, Fire Walk with Me is today considered an important part of the Twin Peaks fandom.
Lately I've been filled with the knowledge that the killer will strike again. But because it is just a feeling, I am powerless to stop it.
Number 8, Inland Empire.
Nie wiem, gadał Pablo coś o jakimś Inland Empire.
Now things get extra weird.
Is there a murder in your film?
In this mystery flick, Laura Dern plays an actress who joins a new movie cast.
No, that's not part of the story.
Anthropomorphic rabbits, unexplainable jump cuts, and flashing lights abound, as well as sequences pulled straight from your nightmares.
I'm not who you think I am.
The most surreal trick he's ever pulled out of his hat, Lynch's 3-hour magnum opus bombards our senses with images you won't soon forget.
I've always loved animals. Their nature, how they think.
With an impressive cast and immensely positive reviews, this postmodernist gem left most audiences scratching their heads, but still satiated fans after the director's 5-year absence from filmmaking. Number 7, Lost Highway.
50,000 people were killed on the highway last year because of assholes like you!
Lynch's attempt at a psychological thriller became one of his biggest cult sensations.
Are you sure?
Of course.
A favorite among fans who enjoyed dissecting its plot and philosophizing over what it all means, this neo-noir-ish narrative follows a jazz musician as he tries to make sense of his own world.
That's f***ing crazy, man.
This includes figuring out if he killed his wife or not, and that's just the tip of the iceberg.
I didn't kill her. Tell me I didn't kill her.
Mobsters, underground pornography, more flashing lights, and a cringeworthy final performance by Robert Blake as a ghostly peeping Tom make Lost Highway the opposite of family-friendly viewing, but one of Lynch's most fully surreal productions.
Give me back my phone.
Number 6. Wild at Heart.
Who is this?
Sailor Ripley. Can I, talk to Lula?
Although still overflowing with surreal imagery, this Lynchian road movie has a more straightforward narrative than his other flicks.
I'm going to bed. Will you come with me?
Yeah, I'll come along.
Based on the novel by Barry Gifford, the story follows lovers Sailor and Lula, played by Nicolas Cage and Laura Dern, as they go on the run from Lula's overbearing mother, who gets gangsters and detectives to chase them down.
Okay. Why don't you step up here, hotshot? I'll slap that smile right off your face.
With another all-star supporting cast, this romantic thrill ride, which earned Diane Ladd an Oscar nomination,
You think that I would do something like that without coming to talk to you first?
was one of Lynch's rare box office successes and nabbed the esteemed Palme d'Or at the Cannes Film Festival.
Love me tender.
Sailor!
Love me sweet. Never let me go.
Number 5. The Straight Story. What do you do when the film world has linked visions of dark, surreal, twisted nightmares to your name? You give them the straight story.
Story as old as the Bible.
A brilliant and sentimental drama produced by Disney, which follows an old man driving from one state to the next on his lawnmower to patch things up with his dying brother.
I want to make peace. I want to sit with him, look up at the stars, like we used to do.
As the real-life Alvin Straight, Richard Farnsworth, who was terminally ill at the time, turned in a career-defining final performance.
Rosie, I've got to go see Lyle. And I've got to make this trip on my own.
Meanwhile, the uncharacteristic drama also became one of the biggest critical successes in Lynch's career.
And this trip is a hard swallow for my pride. I just hope I'm not too late.
Number 4. The Elephant Man. This biopic follows the story of John Merrick, a man living in the 19th century that suffered from extreme deformities.
People are frightened by what they don't understand.
Played by an unrecognizable John Hurt, Merrick goes through his life just trying to be accepted as a human being.
I am not an animal! I am a human being!
The impressive cast, which also includes Anthony Hopkins and Anne Bancroft, takes what aesthetically looks like an oldies monster movie and turns it into an emotional roller coaster of compassion and acceptance.
So kind of you to have me in your own home.
Shot in stark black and white, this shocking drama was Lynch's first big-budget studio film and remains his most critically lauded, with 8 Oscar nominations.
Something that I've been meaning to ask you for some time now.
What's that?
Can you cure me?
Number 3. Eraserhead.
Thank you very much.
This is the film that started it all.
Do I just cut them up like regular chickens?
Sure, just cut them up like regular chickens.
In this bizarre experimental masterpiece, we follow Henry in what seems to be an industrialized, otherworldly dystopia as he tries to take care of his mutant newborn baby after his wife abandons them.
Oh, you are sick.
Eraserhead is especially notable for the violent images and dreams the protagonist endures while he tries to keep his screeching child quiet. An early predecessor of body horror cinema, this popular midnight movie and cult hit gave birth to Lynchian surrealist imagery.
People think pipes grow in their home. Well, they sure as hell don't. Look at my knees. Look at my knees.
And always remember, in heaven, everything is fine. Number 2, Mulholland Drive.
I wonder where you were going.
Originally invented as an idea for a new TV show, this psychological thriller does to Hollywood what Twin Peaks did to small towns.
Her name is Camilla Rhodes. The director doesn't want her.
Naomi Watts plays an aspiring actress who meets an amnesiac on the titular Hollywood street following a car crash.
It's unreal, right? Yeah.
A narrative that includes stolen money, corrupt film directors, philosophical cowboys, and deadly mobsters rounds up this mystery about identity and reality.
Just forget you ever saw it. It's better that way.
The result is a cult classic that fans are still trying to dissect years later, which earned Lynch his 3rd Oscar nomination.
Have you ever done this before? I don't know.
Number 1, Blue Velvet.
She wore blue velvet.
A neo-noir mystery, a classic terrifying villain, and one of the greatest American crime thrillers ever made.
Mommy.
This Oscar-nominated cult classic, about a young man who finds a severed ear and gets involved with the wrong people, was a rare commercial success for Lynch.
Yes, that's a human ear, all right.
Dennis Hopper's portrayal of the insane sadomasochist Frank Booth, as well as that of his prized possession, played by Isabella Rossellini, present haunting images of erotic violence that creeped out filmgoers across the globe.
Don't you f***ing look at me!
Winner of multiple awards worldwide, Blue Velvet is Lynch's most enduring film.
Straight from my heart, f***er!
Do you agree with our list? Which is your favorite David Lynch film?
Look like a clown in that stupid jacket.
This is a snakeskin jacket. And for me, it's a symbol of my individuality.
For more exciting top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
It's been a pleasure talking to you.